All right, then let's go.
Alicia here, out for a walk with my dog Reenie. Reenie's my little scraggly Muppet. She's a Terrier Schnauzer mix. She loves to roll in the grass. This is Sustainable Events Dog Walk, a short podcast from Positive Impact Event Consulting, where you can get a quick nugget about sustainability for your events and event business while on a walk with Alicia and her dog Reenie. Sustainability is a big project, but we'll get there together, one little step at a time. This week, another episode of One Small Change Today. We're going to do signage. One small change today is my little ongoing interspersed series of exactly what it sounds like. I'm going to present you one small change that you can implement right now, immediately today, that will perpetually have a positive impact on your sustainability with regards to this area. So today we are talking about signage. We're going to talk about loose signage, not adhesives or vinyls right now, mainly like printed boards and sign holder signs and tabletop signs, those sorts of things. So one small change today, signage. The change that I am proposing that you implement today and you work with your preferred printer to sort out is switching all of the printed signage for your events to recyclable signage. Now that means I'm less worried in this instance about the ink that they're using and whether the materials they're using have already been recycled before. We're just looking at making uniformly a policy that during cleanup, all of those signs at your event uniformly can be recycled. As always, my most vital advice is that you lean on your trusted expert. They do this job for a living, just like you. They need to be entrusted to know their job and give the best advice because they have the most experience. Now, if they're not routinely accessing recyclable signage material, then you might be going on a little bit of a journey together while they learn about it as well. We're on the other side of a technology revolution. We've got the solutions for a lot of this stuff. So just to clarify some things for you that might come as a surprise, the majority of signage that I see around right now is not recyclable, and there's a couple of reasons why. Some of that is things like foam core and styrofoam, which are automatically not recyclable. They are made of inflated poly materials. Also, glossy signs customarily are not recyclable. Just off the top of your head, anytime you pick up something that's glossy, whether it's a receipt or a menu or a flyer or anything with that high sheen on it, that's a plastic coating. That's not recyclable. But like I said, we're in the age of technology now. There are now imitation foam core that are made with recycled centers. There is cardstock that is able to imitate the hard plastic signs for going in sign holders, both in rigidity and in gloss and like resisting fingerprints and things like that. Even signs for backlit holders are now available that are a white base. You know, everything doesn't have to be brown and can do backlit and still be recyclable. So we've got tons of this stuff on the market, and it's about getting a hold of those materials and understanding how they work, all the stuff that your printer is a specialist in anyway. And the reason I say that this is the one small change we want for today is because of that consistency I already mentioned. The value of everything being recyclable, not picking and choosing or doing a mixed batch. And of course, obviously my first preference is that you use more reusable signs, but inevitably there will be something with this year specific information, etc. But you want it all uniformly to be recyclable because we already know it's hard enough to get everyone on the team with the same knowledge. So you need to be able to tell all the team, all the venue team, the client's team, everyone that any sign is recyclable and should go in recycling. It's not making your job easier or taking things off your plate if you need to visually sort on behalf of the team all of the waste yourself, or have someone stationed for a thumbs up, thumbs down check on every item. So just go uniform, and ideally go the next level and have any printed materials on site be recyclable to match that uniformity. The answer is everything is recyclable. Now, I know that you and possibly your printer are both thinking like this is gonna be more expensive or has the potential to be more expensive, and I cannot argue with you there. But what I would advise is this is when you sit down with your trusted advisor, with your printer, and talk through with them honestly so that they can understand your goals and how you can work together on this. If it is your new policy for your business to automatically order all recyclable for all printing, then they can have the confidence to order in greater bulk, which will reduce their cost, which means they don't have to charge you as much. And like I said, there are other eco elements that can potentially go into printing about which inks you're using and if they have the option to buy something recyclable that has already been recycled versus not, and whether the cost of that is different. But what I want you to focus on first and foremost is that 100% of things that come on site that are signage can then be recycled for disposal so that there's no sorting needed, but it all ends up in the best place possible. So just like you would want a client to do with you, approach your printer with as much information as you have, with all of your why and your goals, and let them be the advisor. And hopefully, if this is not the standard in your area, then the two of you can claim the high ground as pioneers of guaranteed recyclable on-site signs, make up some of that cost in advantage and marketing material and advertising for yourselves. So there it is, one small change today. Start switching so that on-site uniformly all your signage is recyclable, and be sure everyone knows that that's the case, and you will instantly improve the recycling elements of your event substantially. Plus, you've strengthened your relationship with your printer and your clients, and you've got something to talk about in your marketing. I hope this was one inspiring change that you feel like you can take on and see some impact because of. If you have any ideas, questions, or want me to do 10 minutes of private counseling for you publicly on the podcast, please reach out. I have an email address and a Google Forms link in the description of this podcast. And until next week, when I'm back with more event sustainability tips, tricks, ideas, recommendations, referrals, and inspiration, remember, better is better, and it's worth chasing squirrels. Quiet, squirrel. Say that in the microphone. Thanks for joining me on Sustainable Events Dog Walk. I'm Alicia Drewby, founder of Positive Impact Event Consulting, and I want to help you integrate sustainability into your event business so you're ready to make every event you work on more sustainable. See you next time.